Prophecy fulfilled, Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem on a donkey. Prophecy, Zechariah 9 verse 9. Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion! Shout, daughter Jerusalem! See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. Fulfillment, Matthew 21 verses 1 to 11. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away. This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. Say to daughter Zion, See, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey. The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt, and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him, and those that followed shouted, Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven! When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, Who is this? The crowds answered, This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee. Context of the prophecy. The prophecy in Zechariah 9 verse 9 foretells the coming of a king, righteous and humble, who will enter Jerusalem riding on a donkey. This imagery symbolizes both the humility and the regal authority of the coming Messiah. Significance of the fulfillment. Royal entry. Jesus' entry into Jerusalem on a donkey fulfilled the prophecy's imagery of a king coming in humility and gentleness. It also signified his royal authority. Messiah's identity. The fulfillment marked Jesus as the promised Messiah, whose arrival was anticipated by the people of Israel. Divine fulfillment. The precise fulfillment of the prophecy reinforces Jesus' divine identity and his role in fulfilling Old Testament promises. Implications and reflections. Humility and authority. Jesus' choice of a donkey highlighted his humility while signifying his rightful authority as the King of Kings. Messianic Declaration. The crowd's response to Jesus' entry, shouting, Hosanna, revealed their recognition of him as the long-awaited Messiah. Dual nature of Messiah. The fulfillment reflects the paradoxical nature of the Messiah, combining meekness with majesty, and servanthood with kingship. Conclusion. The fulfillment of Zechariah 9 verse 9 in Matthew 21 verses 1 to 11 captures the profound moment of Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. Riding on a donkey, Jesus fulfilled the prophecy, demonstrating his identity as the king who combines humility with divine authority. This event marks the beginning of the final week of Jesus' earthly life, leading up to his crucifixion and resurrection. The crowd's enthusiastic response reflects the anticipation and recognition of Jesus as the promised Messiah, the one who brings salvation and reigns with both humility and sovereignty.